Our nutrition tip this week brings us a new tool in the battle to lose weight.
That's because for many of us, the challenge is not just what to eat, but how much to eat.
The experts pretty much agree. The goal is to create eating habits you can live with for the rest of your life.
Part of your experience in the Healthy Cooking Techniques course is...
One of those experts is nutritionist and author Connie Guttersen, who teaches at the Culinary Institute of America in California's Napa Valley.
Portion control is really important. You know, calories count, but on the Sonoma Diet, you won't be counting them. I think one of the challenges is that when you go on a diet, it's either so obsessive or so difficult that you're having to count net grams, calories, walk around practically with a scale in your pocket. And I wanted to come up with a very practical and easy way to do two things, actually three things. To incorporate those power foods, because it's really hard to eat from a list of foods. So what do you do with these power foods? What do you do with spinach? What do you do with bell peppers so that you don't get bored? The other thing is, how do I get these smartest combinations of these foods to boost my weight loss, satisfy my hunger, and of course maximize the health benefits in these foods? And the third thing is, what's the easiest way to keep track of portions?
In her book, The Sonoma Diet, Connie advises managing your portions by using a three-step process she calls 3 waves.
This is an example of a wave 1 plate that can be used for lunch or dinner. The important part is that you have a 9-inch area from here to here where your food will go. You can either find a 9-inch plate, or as you see, this is larger than a 9-inch plate, but we know that this is the rim, and we're going to use the 9 inches within here. And the idea is to have half of your plate be veggies, and unlimited really amounts of veggies, but pretty much this is most satisfying. This is about 2 cups, and this can range anywhere from spinach to tomatoes to asparagus, a wide variety. 30% of your plate will be dedicated to lean meat. This could be like a flank steak, it could be pork tenderloin, seafood, or it can also be dairy. And then 20% whole grain, and whole grains would include your whole wheats, but also wild rice, brown rice. You know, there's interesting varieties like black rice and red rice, and then also your grain medleys will be just fine in here. And so this is simple, it makes sense, and it's very visual. We'll go ahead and start off with this, and we'll go ahead and plate 50% of the plate with these colorful vegetables. And remember, you know, the more color from your veggies, the better. Not only does it look more beautiful, but it's also much healthier for you.
So on this portion now, how high can this part of my plate be?
Now, vegetables are unlimited, so really that's up to you.
I was hoping you were going to say
yes, vegetables are unlimited, but when it comes to like our whole grains and our lean meats, if we stay realistic, you know, we don't want any pyramids, you know, from Egypt here, but if we were to stay with, you know, like half a cup of whole grains, that fills the area nicely. The lean meats is 3 to 4 ounces.
After 10 days, you move on to the next wave in the portion plate sequence.
This is our wave 2 plate, and it's very similar to what we just had in wave 1. The only difference is that now we're adding fruit. And you know, for the first 10 days, there is no fruit on the Sonoma Diet, and that has to do with really trying to get the quickest and safest way to get your blood sugar under control. And for so many people who are really, in their mind, addicted to sugar or really used to eating sugary foods, it's a great way on that second week to bite into a strawberry and say, wow, that is really sweet. And for many of us, that craving of sweets is what prevents us from being successful at weight loss. But here's our plate, and we're still looking at, you know, equal amounts of veggie, fruit, or essentially you can say half of the plate is fruit and vegetable with an equal amount of whole grain and lean meat or dairy.
Wave 3 on Connie's plan is a lot like Wave 2 in terms of portions, because it assumes that you've pretty much lost all the weight you want to.
So on Wave 3, you get to add some special treats back. Things like dark chocolate, pastries, juices, and smoothies.
Unfortunately, Connie says you can't have those every day or even every week, but you can have them often enough to reward yourself for your new lifestyle eating plan.